After more than 7 months of war in Gaza and multiple rounds of ceasefire talks failing, another effort at securing peace is on the horizon. Prospects have emerged of a ceasefire after Hamas has said that it is ready for a complete agreement if Israel stops the war. The militant group has told the mediators it will not take part in more negotiations during ongoing aggression, but was ready for a complete agreement, including an exchange of hostages and prisoners if Israel stopped the war. The latest Hamas statement came as Israel pressed on with an offensive on the southern Gaza city of Rafah, killing at least 12 Palestinians in a dawn airstrike, despite an order by the International Court of Justice, the top UN court, to halt the attacks. Now, according to reports, Israeli airstrike also hit Gaza's Jabalia refugee camp as Palestinians returned to inspect the damages caused by the Israeli offensive, with Iran-backed Houthi rebels who have continuously attacked and disrupted the trade route in the Red Sea. Yemen's rebel group have said that they will continue with their operations and even escalate them in quantity and quality in support of the Palestinians and against what's happening in Rafah. Now, in a significant military response, the US and Britain have launched coordinated strikes against 13 Houthi targets across Yemen. Reports have indicated that at least 16 Houthis have been killed and 35 wounded in the joint strikes. On the other hand, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has urged allies, the US, to sanction the International Criminal Court after its prosecutor requested his arrest warrant over alleged war crimes carried out in Gaza. Now, in an interview, Netanyahu has said he is surprised and disappointed that a bipartisan bill in Congress to sanction the ICC has not yet been put forward.
America is imperiled because if Israel's elected officials are issued warrants, and Israel's soldiers are issued warrants, the same thing will happen to your soldiers and to your elected officials. And that's why America traditionally said we don't accept the ICC rulings. And frankly, I'm surprised and disappointed because I think it's to the detriment not only of Israel's interest, I think it's to the detriment of America's interest, because Israel may be attacked first by the ICC, but you're next. America's really the target.
And although reports are emerging that the Biden administration is urging big technology companies to ramp up efforts to curb anti-Semitic content on their platforms, representatives from companies including Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, TikTok and X met with the U.S. Special Envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism. On the other hand, following in the steps of Spain, Ireland and Norway, the Slovenian government has approved a decision to recognize an independent Palestinian state. In the coming days, the Parliament of the European Union member countries should also approve the government's decision. The move has drawn swift condemnation from Israel. While marking the first time that any goods produced inside Israel or the West Bank is being allowed to enter Gaza, now officials in the war-torn territories say the Israeli military has lifted a ban on the sale of food from Israel and the occupied West Bank as its battlefield offensive chokes international aid. Army authorities gave Gazan traders the green light to resume their purchases from Israel and from Palestinian suppliers of food such as fresh fruit, vegetables and dairy goods this month, says Israel. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.